You have the daily graphic, don't you?
Right.
All right, so let's start from there.
Okay, so on the daily graphic, we have agenda for natural resources, support value addition drive, Jinapot to stakeholders ahead of graphic dialogue tomorrow. NDC primaries, 15 constituencies on hold. Scientists advocate investment in local seed production. Otumfor secures U.S. scholarships for Ghanaians. Be responsible. Protect your natural resources. Hashtag save the environment.
All right. I have the Finder newspaper, and it says here, Akosua Menu, who's one of our friends here at Citi, it says she leads initiative to unearth basketball talents. Well, Akosua, kudos to you. I like this story.
I love it.
For me, I'm very big on the lesser known sports and the lesser sports that we don't participate in as much. I want to read the story here, just briefly. I won't go into the whole thing. But it says here, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the National Youth Authority has partnered with Tusk Foundation to organize a basketball competition for the youth of Adentan constituency in the Greater Accra region. The event was aimed at engaging the youth, promoting sports development, basketball specifically, within the Adentan constituency, while encouraging young people to channel their energies into productive activities and staying away from social vices. Officially called Cozy, she's gunning to contest the parliamentary seat for Adentan. The basketball competition was well patronized by both players and spectators, with the youth of the constituency expressing their appreciation for the initiative. Yeah, so
I love it.
I think that as much as possible, we are a very energetic, youthful country, but for years we've just put everything into football. I think that there's swimming, there's basketball, there's so many other opportunities that we should put our energies into. Yeah. TUC demo hits Sunon Asogli to reinstate 3 dismissed union leaders. ECD, a convenient option for the unbanked. This is coming from the BOG. 7 construction workers injured in church building collapse. And ensure the true value of assets. NIC cautions against over and under insurance. All right.
So on the Chronicle, some of the headlines that we have here: court orders police to probe policeman over escape of a detainee. Otumfor Broker scholarship deal with Memphis Varsity for Ghanaian students. After all the pam-pam against EC, NDC register is riddled with flaws, says Dufour. Secures injunction against primaries. And the scripture of the day comes from Matthew 7:3. Why do you look at the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye?
All right. Well, the Republic Press has some interesting headlines. Dufour sheds more tears as mosquito rubs salt in his wound. Okay. Church building collapses at Botiano. Unfortunate incident there. 7 injured. We have my wife is 31. Sugar daddy prof cries out. Eesh. Okay. I think people were trying to throw him and say that he's going to marry a 27-year-old and all that. He's like, nah, she's not 27, she's 31. All right. MPP can't sponsor me to destroy my NDC. This is coming from Dufour. And we have borrow from treasury bills to pay coupons. Pensioner bondholders are speaking. And a Ghanaian woman, 31, who helps people with sickle cell stabbed to death in the UK. That story started a couple of days ago. Yeah, all right.
Wow. And on the Herald, we have here, Dufour's nagging team not organized for Saturday's polls. And that's by the NDC Deputy General Secretary. And we have main suspect in Major Mahama murder fumbles at trial. as ex-DCE cools off at Ghana Maritime Authority in hiding. Dufour slaps NDC with injunction against Saturday's primaries. EC also barred from conducting polls. Ghana's cocoa production hasn't exceeded Ivory Coast, claim rubbished by ICCO.
All right. I have the Daily Guide here. And on the front page of the Daily Guide, it says, NBB constituency album verification opens today. Cable thief jailed 10 years. 7 injured in church collapse. NDC presidential polls in limbo. We have Dufour goes to court. And FDA warns public over polyfort from Nigeria. So there's a product there. It's called polyfort suspension. Yeah, I think it's some kind of like a digestive medication, digestive system medication. All right, so that's it for the front page of the Daily Guide.
And on the B and FT, we have future of finance laid bare. Collaboration, regulation, risks and models top experts' concerns. Cocoa farm gate prices see another reversal. Partnership is key to robust financial system. Omni BCIC Bank received ISO certification, rewarded for exceptional information security management system. Trade Ministry NCO enters Kenya with maiden market entry expedition on May 23. And that's what we have for the Business and Financial Times.
All right. The new publisher says, Team Dufour to NDC, disqualify that alcoholic candidate full of scandals and corruption. Wow. Really? Okay. Anti-gay bill lands in court over breach of Financial Act. Okay. That's on page 3 of the new publisher. Prof. Phoebe at age 80, my sweet new wife is 31. FBI finds killed man's stolen Maserati in Ghana. Takes fingerprints at Tema Port. Yeah.
Wow.
Those are very serious investigation bodies, you know. They've gone all the way from the US to Ghana to come and take fingerprints. Ghana, how far will we go to do what we have to do? Well, I feel like, do you want to do some online stories? Okay, and let me just, this story here, I'm just curious a little bit about it. The anti-gay bill lands in court over breach of Public Financial Act. It says here, the story is by Halifax Ansado, and it says here, a high court in Accra has received a writ asking it to place an injunction on Parliament from taking further steps to pass into law the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill known as the LGBT bill. The plaintiff argues that as a matter of law, whereas it's a constitutional and statutory requirement that a private member's bill shall be accompanied by a fiscal impact analysis when it's laid before Parliament for passage, this particular promotion of proper human rights, human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill through a private member's bill is not accompanied by any fiscal impact analysis. The plaintiff, a Kumasi-based farmer named Paul Boama Sefa, cites Section 101 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016, that's Act 921, as grounds for seeking the injunction, and in his writ indicts Parliament of flouting the said act. Yeah, so you can go and read the rest of the story there. But interesting times, you know, that are ahead. Yeah. So let's do some online stories, a couple of them, and then we'll go for sports.
Okay, so from citynewsroom.com, farmers will vote for me to become NPP's 2024 flag bearer, says Afriya Koto. And Dufour files injunction application against NDC primaries. And lastly, will not postpone Saturday's primaries. NDC to Kwabena Dufour.
Okay, well, it's time for sports. Don't go anywhere. right. So today, on the sporting front, we have some news from Ash Gold versus GFA, and then we also have the UEFA Champions League semi-finals. Now, Ash Gold versus GFA. The Accra Human Rights Court has adjourned the substantive match-fixing case between Ashanti Gold Football Club and the Ghana Football Association to Tuesday, 30th of May 2023. Now, GFA's General Secretary, Prosper Harrisonado, was cross-examined by Ashanti Gold's lawyer, Edward Sam Crabb, on Monday, the 8th of May 2023. Now, both parties have been given 14 days to file their closing arguments, after which they will convene in court on May 30th, 2023 for a date for judgment. Now, the Obuasi-based club is challenging their demotion to Division 2 last year after being found guilty of match manipulation by the GFA's disciplinary committee. Now, UEFA Champions League, the semi-finals started yesterday. So Real Madrid and Manchester City cancelled each other out in the first leg of the semi-finals after drawing 1-1 in Madrid. Now, the home side took the lead in the 36th minute through a strike from Vinicius Jr., but Man City responded in the 67th minute through a Kevin De Bruyne shot. The result set up a huge return in the second leg at the Etihad next Wednesday. Now, today, City rivals AC Milan take on Inter Milan in the second of the semi-finals. Now, the match will be at the San Siro, and it's the first Milan derby in the Champions League since 2005. Now, Chris, I don't know if you have any kind of soft spot for any of the European teams.
I do, and I didn't used to actually. I didn't used to, but because my son plays football,
okay,
I'm stuck with it.
You're developing some interest.
I'm just stuck with it.
Okay, okay. So what's his favorite team?
Well, his favorite team, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Right.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, interesting. Spanish choice.
Very Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. So yesterday, the soccer. Now I didn't get to watch the match live, but I saw the highlights, and you know when I saw Vinicius Junior's goal, I was like, this is a stunner. And then I saw Kevin De Bruyne's goal, the responding goal. I was like, whoa. Charlie, look, the guys are just raising the stakes, you know.
I know.
And a pretty impressive match yesterday. And well, we look forward to the second leg at the Etihad, and we'll see what happens. I think if Real Madrid had the opportunity to go ahead, honestly, and if they left it to a draw, they're going to find it very hard at the Etihad. Yeah, but we'll see.
We'll see the second leg.